Hello and welcome back to my channel. This is StasiaBliss. We talk about Kundalini awakenings here and all things life force management. So we're talking about how to manage this Kundalini on this channel. So welcome back if you're here again, or welcome if it's your first time here. I appreciate you being here. Watch that intro video if you haven't seen that one yet to find out a little bit more about what we do here on this channel. Today is Wednesday, the day I'm recording this. It is the day of Mercury. So if you're not watching on Wednesday, it's fine. Whatever day you're watching it, the energies are aligned for you to get something for you. So again, take whatever resonates, leave the rest behind. On Mercury days, on days of the mind, I feel like this is the day of messages. It's also a very throat chakra day. So you might pay attention more on Wednesdays to your throat and to what's going on, what wants to be spoken, what wants to be said, what's being communicated to you. The chakras do kind of do their own thing, but when we are aligned with and we're aware of the energies, then we can work with them on the days that they're most resonant with. Like Tuesday, we worked with Manipur chakra and the will and Mars, and that's the third chakra. Monday, kind of first chakra, feeling safe and grounded and nurturing. Tomorrow on Thursday, we work Jupiter. I think of Jupiter, it's the inner teacher, so that's very third eye stuff, expansive stuff. And Friday is Venus, so we're in second chakra place, and also the heart, second chakra in the heart, to speak about love and Venus and our surroundings. We talk a lot of feng shui kind of ideas there, maybe. And Saturday or Sunday, I'm here one or the other day. So Saturn rules Saturday and the sun rules Sunday. So then we get into a little bit more of Saturn rules a disciplinary energy, and the sun, again, could come back to your navel chakra. It could also be your crown, the Lahun chakra, which is the chakra that encompasses all. Lahun translates as all one, very solar energy. So just a little review on that. I've got my cup of tea, a little rose tulsi. I added a little raw cacao nibs in here, and some peppermint, some fresh peppermint, and one blue butterfly pea flower because it is so lovely and really good for the skin. And I've been really working on skin care lately. I just watched, I'm just going to chat and see what comes out today. I watched the Leo King. I actually love the Leo King. He's one of the great astrologers of our time, and I feel like that report is better than any news report as far as what's going on cosmically speaking, the energies of the planet. And he's talking about this week and next week being like the best weeks of the year with all this Taurus energy and really like getting into our manifestation, what's coming in. But what I love the most is that it's more about looking ahead and what the universe is bringing you. Ooh, and as I said that, I just looked out the window. The tree is doing the coolest thing. I don't know if I can show it to you without ruining all the lighting, but those bright purple flowers are out all over the tree, but then there's a few branches that have the green leaves coming out. So the tree is sort of ending its spring cycle and starting its summer. And it's looking ahead, right? It's looking at what is coming in, and this is what the universe is bringing. Yesterday it snowed, so it had like snow and the green and the pink. Maybe I'll see if I can put that photo up here. But what I love is that the seasons kind of also show us what's going on with our life force. And for a few years of my practice, I started to recognize and become more attuned to the seasons, and especially the seasons where you live, but some places don't really have seasons. So that makes it a little bit more challenging because our awakening process is very seasonal. It's very much tied to the seasons in that if you follow the seasonal changes, you can follow your awakening process, and you can understand that our awakening process goes through cycles. right? We cycle through. We go from, a summer sort of peak moment with our Kundalini, and we go through shedding, like in the fall, which is also a harvesting time. Like we reap new gifts and ideas and rewards. We go through die-offs, which are down periods. And then we like rebirth ourselves again. And so this is a cycle that the Kundalini is constantly taking us through. It's the cycle that the earth is always going through. So we can look at and see how the earth is transforming. The earth is maturing. The earth goes through phases and stages just like we do. And so if we can align with or attune ourselves to the seasons, to the changing of the seasons, and learn to honor those and learn to imbibe them, so to speak, drink them in, partake of them, get yourself in oneness with them, because this is Shakti manifest. This is the creative power of the universe manifest as the plants, the trees, the animals, the minerals, the seasonal elements. And these things are all present within our being. I love one of my teachers, Almeen, talks about embodying, as you move into God consciousness, embodying all that the mineral kingdom is holding for us, embodying all that the plant kingdom is holding for us, embodying all of the qualities of the animal kingdom. So that's why I love working with like animal totems in my card readings, or with my kids, or with clients, or working with plant medicines and plant totems and minerals, and worked with crystals since the very beginning. I love working with those, because not only because they're a cool thing on the outside, but because when we attune with them, when we align with them, we can bring those qualities out in ourselves, and we can recognize that we actually have all the qualities of all of existence within ourselves. We are the micro of the macro. And so this process of awakening is really attuning ourselves and aligning with the natural process of life that we see externally happening automatically. And so it's not that it's something we have to learn how to manage, but it's something we have to understand and unhook ourselves from the programmed way, which is not an alignment. And that even means detaching from some of the old timing mechanisms, right? So it's difficult because we have the Gregorian calendar in most of the world. We have the 24-hour clock, we have most of these timing mechanisms that don't really like align us with the natural seasons, right? And so if we look instead to the cycles of the moon and the movement of the planets and the rising and setting of the sun, and we attune ourselves to that natural rhythm, then we can harmonize these internal energies better. In fact, they will automatically start to harmonize as we pay attention to these things. We can't really have a great awakening if we're just inside watching TV and our phone and like with lights on, and we're not participating in the natural flow of things, right? And that's why I love to do the planetary influences on a daily basis, because it's been known for thousands of years. This is where even the days of the week come from, like Thor is Thursday, Thor's day, like this, mighty energy. Saturn, Saturday, Saturnian. So there's an energy dynamic with the days and even hours. Like if you want to get really down and get nitpicky to it, we're not going to get into that in this channel, but plants harmonize with certain days, right? There's certain animal energies, and it's not to learn all those from like even though we're on Wednesday and that's the intellect. I'm telling you with my mind and with my words, it's not really like an intellectual understanding so much as an observing of nature. And that's where the mercurial energy is most potent in its alchemical manifestation, like Hermes, the messenger of the gods, or the messenger of God, that nature is constantly giving us messages and is communicating to us exactly what's next for us, exactly what's going on within our being. And so if we sort of shift away from, the way the world teaches us to receive messages, and sometimes your text message is coming at like the right time, and it is the answer from the universe. But, and the more that we integrate in ourselves, the more we can integrate the, computerized, mechanical, technological reality. In fact, in the age of Aquarius, we must learn to do that. And that's what the whole Pluto moving into Aquarius kind of thing is helping us transition into. How can we integrate? And we've failed at this in other reality systems like Atlantis, timelines, and previous civilizations have failed when trying to bring in technology and so forth, because the spiritual and the natural world was crushed and was forgotten about. And that's where the destruction occurs. And really, in my opinion, it occurs because life force energy is the presiding force, right? It is the thing that is awakening and maturing our minds and our hearts and our understanding. But if we use that and then we don't use it to like bring ourselves closer and more aligned with the natural world, then we actually are polarizing ourselves again. And in the polarity, we are resisting the natural flow of life, which will automatically create destruction. The only way to avoid destruction, so to speak, and you can't really avoid it because Tamas, Rajas, Sattva, Brahma, Vishnu, Shiva, like it's part of the cycle. Spring, summer, winter, spring, summer, fall, winter. It's part of the cyclical cycle that destruction is there. But with that in mind, if we learn to integrate that element in ourselves, then we're really just constantly shedding cells, releasing outdated belief modes, and we're continually like upgrading the system. Then the destruction is just the elimination process, a natural process that like winter does. Winter isn't the end of seasons, right? It's a transition period. So the destruction of a civilization could be happening daily in the things that they let go and release that are no longer serving, right? Let me take a sip of tea. My sister gave me this mug when I was living in Williamsburg, Virginia last year. I love this mug. It's just got an awesome shape. It's ceramic. Somebody handmade it. Love it. Thank you, sister. It's still a great one. And if you're looking for a great Tulsi tea, the Organic India brand, this rose Tulsi is absolutely delicious. And with raw cacao nibs, get your like natural magnesium in there. I want to do a whole video on magnesium because magnesium is probably the most underrated and most important and thing that most people are deficient in. And your best source of magnesium is raw chocolate. Raw. So not your normal chocolate bars, even though there's a little bit in there, but raw cacao. So raw cacao nibs, or you can find some raw chocolate bars. The Gnosis brand. I used to make raw chocolate bars. That was my deal for 5 years, but those of you who know me, no, I stopped. This brand, Gnosis Chocolate, I think she's out of like New York. Yeah. She still makes these lovely bars, and that's raw chocolate. And she has a lot of raw chocolate, like drink mixes and stuff like that. So shout out to Vanessa. Sometimes I just buy like a whole box of chocolates from her because they're a little bit more pricey. And I'm like, well, if I'm already going to spend this much on a chocolate bar, I might as well buy like a whole box of them. So get yourself some raw chocolate, get your magnesium. Magnesium is relaxing the tissues. And I'm not going to go fully into it in this video because let's just go ahead and make that another video. Maybe I'll do that for next Monday's nurturing video. I need to get another copy of my Chocolate Fast book. I've given them all away again, and I have a nice list of all the things magnesium helps in that book. So pick up a copy on Amazon, The Chocolate Fast, Embracing Your Bliss One Truffle at a Time. Really awesome. But getting back to what I'm talking about, seasonal alignment, cyclical alignment. your Kundalini awakening is going to be so much more gentle if you're aligning with the seasons, and if you're aligning yourself with the natural elements and with the moon cycles and with the circadian rhythm, getting out and turning your lights off at night, maybe using candles, if you're struggling, do some tratak, candle gazing. I've got a video on that. These things are going to support you because this maturation process that Kundalini is, it's natural. It's part of your natural development. So if you're struggling with it and if it's difficult, then you're out of alignment with the cycles. You're out of alignment with the rhythm of nature. You're inside too much. So I know that's hard if you're struggling and you just want to be in bed and you don't want to go out in public or whatever, but getting outside, getting in nature, breathing the fresh air. If you're in the Northern Hemisphere, we're coming right into summer. It snowed here yesterday, strangely, but then we're going to have 80 degrees next weekend, and it's just going to go up from there. So the sun is coming back. This is the light of our awareness returning. So remember, it's a good time if you've been stuck in it all winter. That's kind of natural, to be in hibernation. We like to pretend that we go all winter, but our bodies and our cycles appreciate it when we take that sort of hibernation time, that introspective time to nurture self-care and seed something for the new, do something more internalized or at home, or like that. Living with the nature forced us, when we lived that way more, to be more attuned, right? When I lived at the ashram in India, there was no heat and there was no air conditioning. So, and there was no hot water heater. And so in the summer, it was blistering hot, and so was the water. So I'd go take a shower in the hot to cool off, but it was boiling hot water. I'm not saying this is great, but it did align me with the natural cycle and made me have to adapt myself, which is to be a yogi, like you're trying to find equanimity in whatever your outside circumstances. So it's kind of a great practice to be forced to be in nature exactly as it is. So, and then in winter, it snowed, it was freezing, I was shivering, and the water in the shower, you guessed it, was freezing cold also. So actually the only way to get warm was to take a cold shower in the cold and then do an oil massage, which is an Ayurvedic treatment. I have an article on basmati.com. I always forget how to say it. Abhyanga, I want to say. Abhyanga, I think is how they say it. But it's to oil massage yourself. And if you do that, then you stimulate the blood flow and then you lock in that heat with the oil, and it actually keeps you so much warmer. And I tried to resist it by not taking cold showers and trying to go do my yoga class, and I was freezing all day. And they even said you would be colder if you don't do your cold shower. And they were right. So this attunement with nature, this breathing in, this walking the earth, this noticing and being with the cycles, this is going to support the Kundalini so much. This is everything. One of my best awakening moments was when I was completely living outdoors in India. One of my high moments, it probably could have been a terrible Kundalini awakening moment had I been at home, but instead I was living with no real electricity. We just had candlelight. I was walking barefoot. We did sun gazing naturally at the ocean every day. There was clay baths and, fresh water. And I'm not bragging, but I just happened to be placed in the ideal circumstance. And I had a Kundalini yoga teacher there that I went to every day. So something along my path aligned me for this purpose. And that's one reason why I'm here talking to you, is I was given these opportunities to understand the process and to be pushed through it in a certain way so that I would have the information to give you today. And I have to. It's part of the only way I can really stay alive is to share now. There's so much in there. So I do know that when you are aligning and when you are tuning with the cycles of nature, your cycle, your Kundalini awakening cycle, will harmonize better. So we're getting at 20 minutes, so I think I'm going to leave it there. If you have any questions, please feel free to email me. My email is always below, as is my website. And if you need personal attention, which we often do to guide us through this process, if you're struggling, please feel free. Don't feel shy to reach out. I offer sliding scales too. So if my prices on my website aren't working for you, then please let me know. We do it via Zoom or phone, or even text and audio messages. I can support you in that way, or sometimes just emailing is supportive for people. And yeah, so I love you. I'm here for you. I'm here to support you. That is my mission, my goal, my service to humanity, and it's also my full-time job. So I appreciate you for being here. If you loved this video, please push the like button and share it. Subscribe, and I'll see you again tomorrow, where we go with the expansion energy of Jupiter. Om Buddhaya Namaha. That's the chant for Wednesday. I'll see you tomorrow. Namaste.